Oh, pushing up daisies, Pelosi, your time has finally come. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump just called out pushing up daisies Nancy Pelosi for the criminal fugitive heathen that she is, calling for investigation. I'm going to play for you this wild clip, as well as the meltdown that Nancy has on CNN when Fake Tapper tries to ask for a response to Trump. Oh my goodness, you're going to love this. Plus, we have so much for you. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack. Your boy Nez is going to take care of everything. Kamala Harris gives California the greatest early Christmas gift of all time. We also have an update on the poor victims of LA's worst fire disaster. The FireAid benefit concert people, the organization, contacted Representative Kevin Kiley, and this is all about the missing funds that went into Newsom's wife's nonprofit, as opposed to the people who actually deserve it, the fire victims themselves, that Spencer Pratt has done such a good job exposing. I can't wait to share that with you. We also have Cincinnati councilwoman, after that horrific attack in downtown Cincinnati, posting something online that is going to make your skin crawl, but it's worth sharing. And it needs to be exposed. Also, there was a tsunami warning across the entire U.S. West Coast. I was a part of that. I got all your messages, your emails, etc. Thank you so much for all your concerns. We are okay. Hawaii was really the one that was in grave danger due to the tsunami warning, and everybody was evacuating. Oprah Winfrey, somehow, someway, vile, wretched Oprah Winfrey has another contribution to the disaster and travesties occurring to this beautiful island, one of my favorite places in the world to visit, my family and I's favorite place to visit. I'm going to share with you the entire scoop. But first, I want to share this post that was just recently posted by our president, President Trump. Check this out. Look at what President Trump posted today on Truth Social. It's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason. There was a new report that Kash Patel found all these burn bags of former FBI documents regarding the Russia collusion hoax. I may have to do a whole nother video on that, but I have a question for you. Let me know in the comments down below. By the way, the White House, Caroline Leavitt, his entire staff watch this show. Let them know. Do you think it's high time to indict Obama for the treasonous traitor that he is? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget, they sure had no problem indicting President Trump, did they? He's been dropping these real subtle kind of hints and links, while literally resurrecting our great, beautiful country back to the republic it once was, especially on the grand global stage. And I just think it's just masterful, the art of politics. Nobody can do it better than him. Here is the clip right here where he calls out Nancy pushing up daisies Pelosi. A question was asked about Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri, your guy, my guy, we both love him, bringing up legislation called the Pelosi Act, which bans members of Congress from engaging in stock trading. This is the response that Trump gave, and it's a beautiful indictment. And listen to him call out Nancy Pelosi. Watch.
I like it conceptually, and Nancy Pelosi became rich by having inside information. She made a fortune with her husband, and I think that's disgraceful. So in that sense, I'd like it, but I'd have to really see I study these things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated.
One could almost say that Nancy Pelosi is the queen of the swamp vermin of Washington. She earned a salary when she was the Speaker of the House in Congress of somewhere around a little over $200,000 a year, but her net worth is over $250 million. The math, ladies and gentlemen, ain't mathin'. As if that wasn't enough, President Trump calling her out on live TV. Watch this pitiful, pathetic scramble of a response, trying her damnedest to force fake Tapper to change the topic. This is a thing of beauty. Watch.
Some sort of
investments.
let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
But I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please.
No, I'm not here for that. Can we change that? No, it's all. He's just projecting. It's not that. Oh, Nancy, Schmancy, Bancy, Lancy, Nancy, you're in a whole lot of trouble. Retribution, karma is capital REAL. Real. California finally got some good news after the abomination incompetence of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and what has happened in California for God knows how long. We finally got a reprieve. Kamala Harris has just issued a statement today saying she will not run for governor of California in the next gubernatorial race. Kamala, on behalf of all Californians, I speak for all of them when we say this. Thank you. This is the best decision you've ever made in your life. In her statement here, she says, over the past 6 months, I spent time reflecting, yada, yada, yada. I'm a devout public servant, and from the earliest days of my career, I believe the best way I can make a difference is to live and fight, yada, yada, yada. But here's the part that I want to focus on. That bottom paragraph. In recent months, I've given serious thought to asking people of California for the privilege to serve as their governor. I love this state, its people, and its promise. It is my home. But after deep reflection, I've decided I will not run for governor in this election. And then just a bunch of BS as usual. She says, for now, in that middle paragraph, my leadership, you can, if you want to pause this and read the whole thing, you can, but it's all just BS anyway. I will not be in elected office. I look forward to getting back and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation who will fight fearlessly. So essentially what she's saying is that she is not going to engage in any public service. A lot of people translate this to my polls were so bad, I had no shot of winning, so I just decided to kind of head this off and offset it by just saying I'm not going to run. Alex Michelson from Fox 11 News says a source familiar with Kamala Harris's thinking says she was tempted to run, but ultimately didn't want to do the job. She's been in elective office for decades and wants to take time to experience life as a private citizen. Isn't that what she did for the last 4 years? And see how she can be most helpful. She's writing a book, setting up a nonprofit, and will travel the country to campaign for Democrats. She hasn't decided whether to run for president in 2028 because she has absolutely no shot. But she says she loves California, loves its promise, loves its people. I have a really quick question, and this is sincere from the bottom of my heart. Has she come out at all and said anything about the LA fire disaster? Did she visit the Pacific Palisades? A. B, has she said anything about the $100 million that is missing, that has gone into Gavin Newsom's wife's nonprofit NGO? Has she come out in support? Has she said, you know what, I'm going to do as a prosecutor, as a somebody who is a public servant and serves the court of law and believes in law and order? This is something I feel like could actually maybe have a little molecule of a chance of repairing her already abysmally decimated credibility. But why hasn't she done that if she cares about its people, cares about its promise? And then she says, I don't want to really do that anymore. I don't want to. She had one task. She had one task as the DEI vice presidential pick in the last 4 abysmal dark years, to be border czar, which Joe Biden appointed her early in his term in 2021. Fast forward 4 years later, we have the worst American crisis in the last century, the worst border crisis in the history of our country. I think we're good here. I think we don't need you to serve anymore. I think you can retire for good and just, go back to serving fries or whatever you're good at. I have no idea. But as far as serving America and serving the greater good of our republic, I think we're all chock full of Kamala Harris. In our next story, this is just absolutely horrific. I can't believe this is real, but it is. This is Victoria Parks, who is a city councilwoman for the city of Cincinnati. And after this horrific one individual, I played for you that video of JD Vance saying that sucker punch guy deserves to have his ASS in prison. This was her comment on a Facebook post about that incident. Check this out. So this is going viral all over the internet. You can see right there in that comment right there that circled Victoria Parks, her response to that incident, they begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story. This is not a typo. This is 1 billion% verified. This is what happens when DEI. This is systemic racism right here. This is what happens. How many times have I said this on our channel? The most contagious, destructive, dangerous contagion to ever afflict civilized society is DEI. Look at some of the comments underneath there. You are on city council, one woman responds, and you make a statement like this? And then Kate Bridgman writes, the woman who was punched didn't ask for this. I went to the city of Cincinnati website and looked at the council members, and lo and behold, there she is. She's the president pro tem, Victoria Parks. It is one and the same individual. And it supposedly she champions initiatives like declaring racism as a public health crisis and establishing Juneteenth as a paid holiday in Hamilton County. What a big shock right there. Now, I can't actually play for you the video. You can go on my X account and see it, but if you just go online, it's one of the most horrific videos I've ever seen. And no matter what happened prior to that poor woman being sucker punched, there is nothing that could have justified what happened to her and the attack. Nothing on planet Earth. I don't care what happened before the video was shot. There is nothing that could have justified this. And as somebody who actually works for the city in that capacity, to say that they begged for that beatdown, and I'm grateful for the whole story, is an absolute outrage and shame. Can't wait to get your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, in our next story, Representative Kevin Kiley, who is a member of Congress, in one of the districts here in California, who I really, really love, he wrote a letter and demanded a referral to the Department of Justice that FireAid start to investigate this matter, and they have responded. So FireAid has responded in this 2-page letter, and it also says that they are going to investigate and find out exactly what happened and if these funds were distributed with the original intent. So that is really, really good news for the poor fire victims. It's insane to me that the very people who are supposed to support and help these poor fire victims are working against them. Newsom didn't do this. Bass didn't do this. Kamala didn't do this. Nobody from California. Where's Adam Schiff, the senator representing California? Nobody. No, it took one guy, Kevin Kiley, and really one guy, Spencer Pratt, a reality TV star whose home burned down, his parents' home burned down, his community's homes burned down, to really bring this to light and put the pressure on. And now we're getting a response. And hopefully, I just hope to God that the truth comes out. And I think I have a feeling what the truth is. Newsom had something to do with this. Bass had something to do with this, and it was nefarious in nature. I believe it with every fiber of my being. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is excellent news for California fire victims. Okay, in our last story, there was obviously, most of you guys have probably already heard, there was a tsunami warning, a huge 8.8 earthquake off the eastern coast of Russia, which affected Japan, the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, and Hawaii was right in its trajectory, right in its path. And thankfully, as of this recording, there hasn't been a huge major disruption or major catastrophe that some people had alluded to and predicted, thank God. But the threat was real, and there was evacuations. There was traffic at a crawl all through Oahu, all through Maui, and one road that could have helped a lot of people who were terrified, who were evacuating, who had children, who were trying to get to higher ground. One road was kept shut by this person that you see on your screen right here, Oprah Winfrey, her private road. She owns a ton of acres of land all throughout Hawaii. If you recall what happened in Lahaina a few years ago, the tragedy, disaster, she was involved in that somehow. And I'm not going to make any allegations that I can't confirm and verify. However, one thing that was true is she actually mocked victims by going out and producing this video and asking for money for donations, when literally she could have paid for everybody's home times 100x and still had billions of dollars in the bank. It was a travesty. She got so much, a hailstorm of pushback from people online and otherwise, much deserved. Well, check out this video right here. After pressure from the public, pressure from independent journalists, the road was finally open. But I want to share this clip right here of police protecting Oprah's private road. Come on back after this. Check this out.
I think they're trying to open Oprah's road. Come on, Oprah, save us.
So there were a ton of people who were complaining about this. Apparently, she kept this road closed during the tsunami evacuations. The media reported that her road was open at 7:16 p.m. By Maui police, not by her, by Maui police. The first tsunami wave was expected around 7:17 p.m. So they opened it 1 minute later. All of this means is that she waited until 1 minute before waves were expected. Locals drove for 1 to 2 hours, and the only reason she opened it was because there was pressure from the public. In a statement given to her and her, whatever, they always give like a PR statement. We had no idea. As soon as we heard there was a warning, then we opened the road. But the facts are the facts, and you can check this out for yourself, do your own research. It was opened at 7:16, not by Oprah, but by Maui police. And the first tsunami waves was expected at 7:17 p.m. local time. Absolute travesty. There's something so wicked about Oprah, man. I can't put my finger on it. I feel it viscerally. There's no conclusive hard data, evidence, video footage, or what have you. But it seems like she has her hands tied in a lot of catastrophes and national disasters that hurt regular, hardworking, salt of the earth Americans and beyond. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this and everything that we covered today. Please leave a comment down below. Tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. If you want to get some one-of-a-kind merch, our shop link is in the comments and description down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. I post them recently. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.